make that a thing. So whenever you're on a popular YouTuber's video and they're dressed up in a way that you personally find to be rad, I want you to comment in the comment section saying, "Whoa, he's clad in rad," and just keep saying that on various videos, and eventually it's going to be picked up and it's going to become part of the English language, and it's going to be something we all say. So that is going to be awesome, folks, because you are all going to do that for me. You are all my little mindless puppets, and you will do everything that I say just because I say it. And that's what we all love about you. Yes. Yes, mindless puppets to battle. We've got to make this saying stick. Just like peanut butter sandwiches dropped on the floor. It's a very sad day indeed when your peanut butter sandwich gets dropped on the floor. But yeah, we are putting in all the zones, and I think it's about time we make sure that people have services, although one thing that I never did do was adjust the services from before. So what we're going to do is give them water, then adjust those services and see what happens. Okay. Anywhere where there are farm zones, we don't need to put water. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to remember where they all are. It's actually not that hard. What am I talking about? Yeah, it's not that hard. Okay. We're going to have a pipe under the road. Oh man. Reminds me of Dwyron talking about SimCity 2000 and the joys of watching the water move through the pipes. Which is one of the joyous joys you can ever enjoy. I will admit that. And if some of the farms get water in them, that's okay. There's nothing that says the farms can't have water. We just want all the residential and commercial to have water. There we go. But anyway, let's take a look at our stuff here. Transportation department. We're making some money on the mass transits. It's kind of cool. We're actually spending more than we're taking in, but that's alright. I mean, when you think about it, roads don't earn any money, but they enable economic activity to happen because they're there. The mass transit's a similar thing, although we actually get fares from that, so it partially or completely pays for itself. Let's see, fire department landing strip. I don't see any. These are never really the big spenders. Let's go to. Let's see. Actually, we need to up the funding on these because it was smart enough to adjust itself at some point. Let's see, but we don't need that many in you, or in you, or in you, or in you, or in you. Education cuts across the board because we don't need no education. Holy moly, look at that dump. Well, at least it's gonna grow fast when it starts, because all the trash from all over the city has to be transported here. But it is a sacrifice we need to make. You aren't low density, are you? Well, I mean, everything is medium density. We just made that historical. fine. It's like the historical, it's the ironworks. Oh man. I love these intersections that you can make so happily with the NOM expansion. Dwyron keeps reminding me to install the new NOM, which I will probably at some point eventually do. Ooh, we got a nice mansion district over here. It's pretty. Okay. Let's have ourselves a completely random hub of parks and flower gardens. And we are going to put playground in the middle. Put a small plaza on either side. And there is a little bit of a hub for us. We're sort of going to build out from here. Now this is stuff that Dwyron would time-lapse. But I, Mr. Own Canoe, subject you to watch the entire thing. I mean, no one's making you watch it if you don't like it, me. But I am doing it all the way like this. But yeah, I enjoy doing this. You enjoy watching it, so why shouldn't I? That is my reasoning behind everything. Why did you kill the roundabouts? Whoa. That roundabout looks pretty good, but that is like sad days. Sad days in the hizzy. Holy balls. We are going to have to make a bigger dump. Everybody likes the dump, likes the dump, likes the dump. Everybody likes the dump. We've got to dump our trash. Drop the trash in the dump, in the dump, in the dump. Drop the trash in the dump. You son of a bitch. Isn't that a great song? This new #1 hit. And eventually the trash does go away. Let's put the world's saddest house right here. He has to live next to all the dump. Yes, nobody envies the guy who moves in there, if the house ever does get moved into, which I assume that it will at some point because it's a good real estate location. Maybe he's the operator of the dump. Here's a trivia fact that you may or may not have known. In Toy Story 3, the kid who is the trash collector is actually Sid from the first Toy Story. It's a little Easter egg that you might miss if you didn't know. I mean, when I watched that movie, I was like, there's something we're supposed to... It's like the trash kid is supposed to, remind us of someone or hit us in some way. Like, I knew that they were going somewhere with the trash kid, but I didn't realize he was Sid until they pointed him out. So I wonder if they're trying to say bad little boys become trash collectors or something, or if they're just trying to say he turned out all right because he has a freaking job, which many of you do not have. So it can be interpreted either way. It's kind of funny because when I was young and whenever I complained about I don't want to do my homework or something like that, my mom's her response, her go-to thing was always to say, oh, if you don't do your homework, you're going to grow up to be a trash man, or a trash collector, or something like that. But, I mean, hell, I look at it now, and do you see how much money those guys make I mean, it's not six figures or anything, but it's a solid, blue-collar job collecting that trash. Certainly a lot more than I make in retail. So it's kind of funny how that works out, because if I got my CDL, that would be something I would not mind doing that much. I mean, I think it's a better job than being a gas delivery guy. I work in the Wawa, and we get a gas delivery at least once a day, usually a couple times a day, because we're a busy store. And one time I was chatting with the gas guy, and I asked him, does the smell of gas ever go away? And he's like, not really, because I've known from experience cleaning up gas spills, when you get some on your shoes or something, it just does not, the smell doesn't leave you that easily. And I imagine that these guys who work with the gas, he says, it's in their breath, and it's in their shoes, and everything. It's just it is something that just does not leave you. So I think, even if garbage is stinky, I think for the most part you can take a shower and get that smell off you. But I think if you're the gas delivery guy, you are going to smell gassy no matter what you do. So, boys and girls, when you think about careers, but then again, they probably make plenty of money doing that, maybe even more than the trash man. It's hard to say, but yeah, it's a hard life. So, don't knock your local blue-collar workers. They are doing jobs that are essential to maintain a modern industrial society. You might not like it, you might think it icky and gross, but at the end of the day, your life is less shitty because they're doing their jobs. So, that is my public service message of the moment, I suppose. Give your local trash man a hug. If he's not stinky, that is. If he is stinky, I think he would be just as happy with a friendly wave. Hi, trash man. How you doing? Yeah, it's definitely sad how, working class jobs like that have sort of had a low status in our society. I remember even in school, in elementary school, people would take turns pushing the trash can around to collect the trash from all the students when I was 12. And we always used to call the person who was doing it trash boy, oh, you're trash boy, ha ha, like it was a big joke, like it was a big insult. But really, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, we need those people to function in society. And I think we've all gotten wrapped up with aspiring for bigger and better careers, which is definitely not a bad thing, but I think we need to recognize that people like that are part of our system. I mean, the true worthless people, I think, are those who do nothing but move money around. Move money from this place to another and make a killing off of that, and then somehow they're considered respectable members of society, when really, I think they're just leeches. Now, this is, of course, going slightly back into the political ranting again, but don't take that to mean that I don't like capitalism, because I do. I think that capitalism, by and large, is a good way to conduct an economy of a country. However, having said that, I believe we are as close to true capitalism in America as we are to true democracy, which is to say, barely at all. We have the window dressings of capitalism in many ways, but the idea that more and more people are sort of being excluded from the market and the wealth is concentrated in fewer and fewer hands is kind of detrimental to capitalism, not helpful to it. And I think that's something that people need to realize. Like, I see these Occupy Wall Street types, and I see the Tea Party types, and, I think of the meme, like, the meme with the guy with the two toys, now kiss. I think that one of the reasons is, and I'm sort of stealing a little bit from, TJ, the Amazing Atheist, because he talked about this, but I'm thinking that these people have more in common than they do in opposition. I think the Tea Party and the Occupy Wall Street movements should stop focusing on how much they hate each other and how much they love one party or the other in many cases, which isn't entirely true. Like, Occupy Wall Street people are pretty unhappy with Democrats, and Tea Party people are pretty unhappy with Republicans too. But I think that if these two groups of people got themselves together and just sort of reconciled their differences and said, we don't really agree on all the social issues and a lot of other issues, but we definitely do agree that our economic system is rigged and it's messed up, and we're being ripped off by big business and the government alike. If people came to that, and if they came to that revelation and they're like, well, I guess we aren't so different after all. And then you'll have me there shouting, of course you bozos, you're not that different. You finally came to understand that. I think Occupy